afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. Now, a little feedback there. Good afternoon and welcome to the annual Las Vegas Fire and Rescue Awards presentation. It's an honor to have all of you here today, those receiving awards and those here to support those getting the awards. As you know, the department this afternoon is going to recognize its highest achievements through the year 2001. My name is David Riggleman. I'm the communications director for the city, and I'm going to be your master of ceremonies for the next hour or so. But at this time, what I'd like to ask you to do is please rise for the posting of the colors from Las Vegas Fire and Rescue IAAF Local 1285 Honor Guard. Then please remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance and then our invocation from our department chaplain, Reverend Dr. James L. Lubach. The posting of the colors.
Las Vegas Fire and Rescue, Local 1285 Honor Guard, attention! Gary, color. March on, march. Forward, march. Left flank. March. Ready? Hold. Left, face. Present colors.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Ready? Two. Right. Face. March on. March. Forward. March.
Just come together for a moment now. Creator God, we come to this special occasion to recognize the best of the best. We're thankful for the examples of each of those today's recipients and what they have accomplished during 2001. These recognitions coming from their fellow firefighters and fellow fire employees make these awards of the highest value. We pray for your continuing protection and support for all of the Las Vegas Rescue firefighters and its support staff. May we all feel proud of their accomplishments. It's in your name we offer this prayer. Amen.
You may be seated. Thank you, Chaplain. Once again, welcome everyone. We have some folks here in the audience we'd like to introduce. Make sure that you're aware that they're here. First and foremost, the Mayor of Las Vegas, Mr. Oscar B. Goodman, also our keynote speaker. You'll be hearing from him a little bit later on, is here with us today. Also from our 10th Floor Council office, Councilwoman Lynette Boggs McDonald is here representing Ward 2. Please stand. Our city manager is also here today, Ms. Virginia Valentine. Our deputy city manager, this is my boss, so please give him a big hand, Doug Selby. We have Mr. Dean Fletcher, the president of the IAFF local here today. Dean, are you with us? I know I saw you. There you are. We have members of the Metro Search and Rescue team with us today. Gentlemen, please stand. Thank you for being here. And last but not least, you guys can't get enough of City Hall. We have a group of students from Michigan State University, grad students visiting our city. They were at the Mayor's News Conference yesterday, and they're back once again today. It's good to have you all here. Welcome once again. Another VIP, of course, in the audience is our brand new fire chief, Mr. David L. Washington. At this time, I'd like to introduce the chief, and he's got a few words. He's also going to introduce the mayor. Chief Washington.
Thank you, Dave. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the men and women of Las Vegas Fire and Rescue, we welcome you this afternoon, and we are very much appreciative, particularly of those students from the University of Michigan who came all the way to be with us. You're so kind. Michigan State, oh my goodness. Want to get away? Again, all of you all, for us to take this opportunity to acknowledge individuals from our department is a great opportunity for us, and we're so pleased again that you joined us. This is something that we've embarked upon many years back, but it has a different twist for 2001 in that these individuals were voted upon by their peers. And I think no greater acknowledgement than to be voted and to be given an award by your peers. So we're very pleased that you're here. Certainly when we all reflect back on the 9/11 issue, we know that we certainly should give people their roses or plaques, if you will, certificates, while they're here with us. So we want to, again, thank you all for coming and know that this means a lot to us for us to be able to give this to members of our staff. So give them a big hand, please. Thank you. At this time, I'd like to invite to the podium so we can get the awards handed out to our staff. The world's happiest mayor, Mayor Goodman. Come on up, sir.
Thank you, Chief. What a great honor it is to be here today for this wonderful occasion. I appreciated the Fire and Rescue Service team way before September the 11th. I think that the world now has a different way that we look at our new heroes. But I knew what you were all about as a result of a personal experience that took place in July, on July the 3rd of the year 2000. It was a Friday afternoon, if I can recall, and I was down at City Hall. It was about 3:30, and City Hall was pretty empty because it was right at the start of the 4th of July weekend. And I got a phone call on my cell, and it was from a neighbor who said, "Your house is on fire." And the first thing that came to my mind was, is everybody okay? And then I went home, and I saw my wife, and my wife is a very strong woman. I've never known her ever to show any kind of extraordinary emotion, especially one which would indicate any fear. and she was shaking like a leaf when I got there. There were fire trucks all around the house. It was a very windy day, and the wind took the telephone wire, and apparently it hit a tree limb, and a giant ball of fire, and she described it as something that she had never seen before, was heading right towards our home. And she heard a loud bang, and she looked out the window, and she saw this, and she became petrified. And she called 911 and told them where we lived, and thank God, and it only had to be God's will, that great ball of fire turned around, and the wind shifted, and it went back towards our backyard and actually destroyed the entire backyard without ever reaching the house. But the thing that was so extraordinary is that within a matter of moments, fire and rescue was at my home. And it wasn't because I was the mayor, believe me. They were acting as they would for any citizen. And at their own risk, being in harm's way, they put that fire out. And nobody was hurt, thank goodness, not from the fire department nor my wife. And no property damage as far as the home was concerned took place. The entire backyard became scorched earth, and the property damage was substantial, but it didn't matter because fire and rescue made sure that nobody was going to be hurt as a result of that incident. So I had an appreciation independent of September the 11th. September the 11th just brought it back as to how important the services that you, ladies and gentlemen, render, and we value you. So when we have an occasion like this, which is so great, which is so wonderful, where you're recognized, as the chief says, by your peers, this is very, very special. So you've heard enough from me, and now let's get on with the reason that we're here today, to present these wonderful awards for your valor and for your service to the community.
Thank you, Mayor Goodman. Joining the mayor and Chief Washington this afternoon to help present some of the awards, we have a special guest. Kimberly Montez is with us here today. She's from Nevada Federal Credit Union, and the best deal about this is that the credit union, compliments of Kimberly and her staff, have a cash award to go along with the award itself. You can't beat that. So not only are you serving the community, but you're also getting a little green to mark that occasion as well. Nothing wrong with that. All right, our first award this afternoon, appropriately enough, goes to our Firefighter of the Year. This year's Firefighter of the Year award goes to Captain Dan Allred of Fire Station 6, C Platoon. He was nominated by Battalion Chief Kenny Ong, and here's a portion of Chief Ong's nomination. Captain Allred consistently displays a high level of professionalism. He continually searches for better ways to do his job and is always looking out for the well-being of his crew. He's bright, articulate, possesses excellent communication skills, and is well-liked by his peers. As a supervisor, it is a pleasure to have him on my team. He stays well-informed on fire and EMS issues and has dedicated his life to being the best firefighter he can be. He has a tireless work ethic and is constantly training. I cannot count the times he has called me and briefed me on incidents that are occurring in the city. Those that have worked with Captain Allred can attest to his commitment to excellence. I wish we had an entire department that shares Captain Allred's willingness to assist the citizens of Las Vegas. He is a true servant and deserves the distinction of the Firefighter of the Year. Captain Allred, please come down. How about another hand, ladies and gentlemen, for Captain Allred? Congratulations. Our next award is our Paramedic of the Year. This year's Paramedic of the Year goes to firefighter paramedic Joe Kitchen of Station 41 C Platoon. He was nominated by Captain Mike Hyken, Fire Station 41, and here's a portion of Captain Hyken's nomination. Besides being a paramedic and firefighter for Las Vegas Fire and Rescue, Joe is a member of the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Search and Rescue Team and has volunteered many hours to the training of that team while off duty. He's also a member of the Nevada FEMA Urban Search and Rescue Team, Nevada Task Force 1. He was put on alert to respond to the World Trade Center in New York City after September 11th, but was not dispatched. Thank goodness. Joe is an outstanding firefighter and paramedic and is worthy of the Las Vegas Fire and Rescue Paramedic of the Year Award. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Joe Kitchen. He's going to get the cash and run.
Stay there, 2 pictures. You bet. One. Stand there, keep your foot up. Hey, Richard, what's up? Black. Oh, there you go. Sorry, guys. Excellent.
How about another hand for Joe, please? Our next honor is for the Fire Prevention Employee of the Year. This year's Fire Prevention Employee of the Year award goes to Fire Prevention Inspector Charles Chuck Murphy. He was nominated by Deputy Fire Marshal Jeff Donahue, and here are parts of Deputy Chief Donahue's, Deputy Chief Fire Marshal's nomination. Chuck is one of my top and most experienced fire prevention staff members. Chuck has handled many of the most difficult fire prevention inspection assignments and is currently managing the Neonopolis project downtown. Chuck always maintains a high inspection output and is always willing to help out in other inspection areas when shorthanded. Chuck also participates in public education programs when needed. His experience, hard work, and professionalism are a credit to the Fire Prevention Division as well as for the entire department and the City of Las Vegas. This is why I nominated Chuck Murphy for Fire Prevention Employee of the Year. Mr. Murphy, come down, please.
Black out where we can see each other. Right. 2 pictures.
Chuck Murphy, everyone. Our next honor is for the Communications Employee of the Year. This year's Communications Division Employee of the Year goes to Sharon Osuna. She was nominated by Steve Herron, the training specialist for the Las Vegas Fire Alarm Office, and here's part of his nomination. Sharon Osuna constantly surpasses the class specs for office specialists by performing specialized duties such as communications center map book updates, street name functions, scheduling of personnel, time and pay tracking for all communications division personnel, and more in addition to her defined duties. She can be counted on without question to provide this department her best, whether it's dealing with departmental, division, or City of Las Vegas needs. She's the wealth of knowledge when it comes to city policy and procedures. She's constantly tasked with providing this information to many others who are unclear. She's able to get things done through proper channels and others find clumsy or cumbersome. She seems to sail through the red tape and even revels in succeeding in getting things done that others haven't or have found too time-consuming or laborious. She provides a strong backing to the Communications Division, the entire Fire and Rescue Department, and to the City of Las Vegas. Ladies and gentlemen, Sharon Osuna. Accepting, she's on vacation, so accepting on her behalf will be Mayor Goodman. An excellent stand-in, always. Our Civilian Employee of the Year. This year's Civilian Employee of the Year award goes to Management Analyst 2, Mr. Lewis Baker. He was nominated by Senior Management Analyst Roy Lawson, and here's part of Roy's nomination. Since coming to Fire and Rescue, Lewis has worked on the administration of all fire and rescue facilities. He's responsible for the coordination of design and construction for existing and new facilities, administration of project payment requests, listen to some of this, budgets, contract agreements, including preparation of specification and cost estimates, and is the point of contact for all computer, hardware, software, networks, and acquisitions. Lewis, I'm getting tired just reading all this. Has been responsible for the successful completion of millions of dollars of capital improvement projects over the years and has stayed within budget, important around City Hall. Lewis does the job of 2, if not 3 people, and conducts his business in the utmost professional manner. His workload is unbelievable, but he manages to get the job completed with quality. Lewis has a great attitude and never complains. He's a rock. We're fortunate to have Lewis on our team at Fire and Rescue as well, and he well deserves the award of Civilian Employee of the Year. Lewis Baker, where are you?
Took so long reading that.
Sorry.
Put the camera. I can help with that technology.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, Lewis Baker. Our next award is the Fire Shop Employee of the Year, and we actually have a tie this year. Because there was a tie on the votes, 2 employees are going to receive the awards. The first goes to Fire Equipment Mechanic Foreman Kenneth Breaker. He was nominated by Fire Shop service writer Jeff Sheely, and here's a part of Jeff's nomination. I've known Ken for 10 years, and I consider him a good friend as well as an outstanding supervisor. Since Ken has taken over the position of Fire Shop Foreman, employee attitude has had a 200% improvement, and shop operations have significantly been enhanced. Ken has been instrumental in managing the fleet repairs in a most outstanding manner. He has a high degree of managerial skills and applies them in the daily operations of the shop. Ken has strived to improve the working relationship between the shop and the rest of the department. His managerial as well as his mechanical skills are above reproach. His years of dealing with difficult mechanical issues has endured quick and timely repairs of fire apparatus. His knowledge of fire apparatus is extensive, and shop personnel often rely on this knowledge while doing their repairs. Ken is always ready, willing, and able to assist anyone in need. He is sincerely sensitive to his employees' wants and needs and goes out of his way to satisfy them. This is why I've nominated Ken Breaker for Fire Shop Employee of the Year. Ken, why don't you come on down first?
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Chief says money brings a smile to the face. All right. Ken Breaker, everyone. Congratulations, Ken. All right, the second Fire Shop Employee of the Year award goes to Fire Equipment Mechanic 2, Tony Molitor. Tony was nominated by his supervisor, see if this name sounds familiar, Fire Shop Foreman Ken Breaker. Here's a part of Ken's nomination. Tony has been instrumental in the diagnosis and repair of numerous problems regarding both old and new fleet of fire and rescue vehicles. His expertise on the old and new air resource unit has been especially noteworthy in overcoming several problems encountered with these units. Tony has been a key player in the success of the fire equipment shop's ability to keep the fleet in operations and keeping our downtime to a minimum. This is why I've nominated Tony Molitor as Fire Shop Employee of the Year. Tony, come on down. Tony Molitor, everyone. Next, we have our Community Service Award. This year's Community Service Award goes to Public Information Officer, who else but Tim Szymanski. He was nominated by Office Supervisor Maureen Pizzulo. I'm sorry, Maureen, I butchered your name there, Pizzulo, and here's part of her nomination. While PIO Tim Szymanski is no stranger to award nominations, one cannot contemplate community service without thinking of Tim. I've constantly witnessed Tim talking on the phone with concerned citizens on the subjects ranging from beehive removal to emergency and disaster evacuation. And it's bee season again, Tim. He also has talked to families about many critical topics in between. Tim is always patient with these sometimes agitated callers and takes the time to explain the process in a friendly and helpful manner. If Tim is unable to directly help the citizen, he always takes the time and refers them to the proper source. For example, during the recent national anthrax scare, Tim carefully fielded questions from both employees and the public, calming fears and providing up-to-the-date information. Tim was responsible for the organization of last year's open houses, where the public was shown the workings of their local fire and rescue teams and where the senior citizens were able to come to get flu shots. Tim works tirelessly with the news media, yes he does, and other TV programs to provide programming material about the department. These programs give helpful information about the fire service and foster a better understanding between the department and the public. He single-handedly orchestrated the department's Citizens Fire Academy. He rarely refuses a request for assistance from a citizen or fellow worker, regardless of the personal cost to him or his family. He consistently demonstrates a real commitment to the fire service as well as our community. We should be grateful to have Tim Szymanski as part of our team. I second that. Tim Szymanski, come on up. We got some more experienced photographers on now, Tim. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Tim Szymanski. Next, we have our Fire Explorer of the Year. The advisors of the Las Vegas Fire and Rescue Fire Explorer program have selected Eric Phillips for the Fire Explorer of the Year award. They selected Eric for the following reasons. Eric is the chief of the #1 Fire Explorer program in the country. His responsibilities include planning, organizing, and overseeing the training and conditioning of 50 future Las Vegas firefighters. Chief Phillips also organized battalions of explorers to assist with fire station open houses, fireworks shows, citizens fire academies, as well as many other special projects of the Las Vegas Fire and Rescue Department. The Las Vegas Fire and Rescue Explorers Post has tripled in size over the past 2 years. We've experienced an increase in personnel, equipment, and training. Without the dedication of Eric Phillips and his assistants, our program would not be where it is today. Eric has been tasked with a tremendous responsibility and has earned a name for himself, the Explorers, and the Las Vegas Fire and Rescue Department as a whole. This is why we have selected Eric Phillips as the Fire Explorer of the Year. Congratulations, Eric. Congratulations, Eric. Finally, we have our Valor Award and our unit citations. Let me read you a little narrative here. On April 12, 2001, at 5:01 a.m., Las Vegas firefighters responded to an incident at 5516 Seabaugh Avenue. Initial reports were a house was on fire with the possibility of people trapped inside. Engine 6 was first on the scene and found heavy flames coming out of the windows of the one-story wooden frame house. Under any conditions, this would normally have been a defensive attack, except firefighters were met by a 16-year-old girl screaming that her 2 younger brothers were still trapped in the inferno. Using a pre-connect line, firefighters Roger Karsten and rookie firefighter Tim Cates broke through the front door and fought the fierce flames in the living room, the place where the fire started, going straight down a hallway under intense heat and smoke. After reaching the end of the hall, they searched the left bedroom and found an 8-year-old boy who appeared to be lifeless. After the first boy was rescued, firefighters, including Karsten, re-entered the burning home to search for the second boy. A 13-year-old was found in another bedroom, and he was also brought out. Both of the boys were taken to the UMC burn unit, where unfortunately the 8-year-old died several days later. But because of the rescue performed by the firefighters, the 13-year-old survives. Because of their heroic efforts, which is recognized as traditional of the fire service and firefighter paramedics, please honor Roger D. Karsten and firefighter paramedic Tim Cates. They're awarded our Valor Award, the highest award presented by the fire service and this department. Gentlemen, please come down.
Both plaques up there. Good.
It's quite a story, gentlemen, and we're going to ask you to stay up front, please, just for a moment. Please give him another hand. Absolutely. This is, I think, a young Cates right here. Yes. Aw. See, you're a hero at home, too. Obviously, an incident like this. You better give Merritt Goodman a hug, too, young lady. Ladies and gentlemen, an event like this, obviously, is a team effort requiring a well-coordinated series of events by a well-oiled team. And to recognize the team effort of the personnel who responded to the CBA incident, the following units are being presented the unit citation. If any or all of the members of the following units are present, please come forward to receive this citation. All units are assigned to a platoon. First, we have Truck 6. Are there any members of Truck 6 here? About Engine 6. Okay, Roger and Tim, obviously from that crew. Rescue 6, Engine 3, Engine 203. Come on down, gentlemen. Yeah, big hand for them. We have Truck 3, Rescue 3, Engine 5, Rescue 5, Squad 1, Rescue 2, and Battalion 4. How about a hand for all those folks? Ladies and gentlemen, how about a hand for them? Congratulations. All right, everyone, we've got a special treat here to close out with today. And I think probably a lot of you folks know the person that's going to be coming up next. This young man is really a well-known Las Vegan. His name is Mr. George Dare, and not only is he a great performer, but he's also a great songwriter. And he wrote a song called Proud to Be By Your Side. This song was actually written back in 1986, but after September 11th, it took on a new important meaning for the United States based on the events in New York. It's garnered a lot of attention on CNN and the Associated Press. He first wrote this song for an IAFF convention, again, back in 1986, but since then, fire departments, unions across the country have asked to have this song duplicated and played, and I think when you hear it, if you haven't heard it before, you'll understand why. It's been played on radio stations, it's been played in firehouses around the country. Now, in addition to composing and performing this firefighter's theme song, George also wrote, and you'll know these, the UNLV basketball theme, you know, Runnin' Rebel Fever, we hear that before every game, the Nevada State theme song, the International Shriners theme, the Jerry Lewis MDA Telethon theme, the National Finals Rodeo theme, the National Police Association theme, and a host of others. Boy, George, you got to be a busy young man. And he also composed a song for children about fire safety called Stop, Drop, and Roll. So it's a great pleasure to have Mr. George Dare, a great Las Vegan, with us here today.
Need a mayor's sleeve.
He says he wants me to write a song about him. Happy, I'm so happy. How's that sound? Sounds good. This is indeed an honor. The reason I am who I am today is because of the firefighters. You're my heroes. I grew up 3 doors down from a fire station. And unfortunately in my life, I had 2 major catastrophes that happened. I had a little brother that was hit by a car. Firefighter saved his life, literally saved his life. A few years later, we had a house fire. Our house burned down, firefighters came and saved us all. Because of that, I realized that the only kind of profession I would have was going to be a firefighter. I said, I've got to grow up to be a firefighter. I want to be a hero just like these guys. I want to help other people. Unfortunately, or fortunately for you, I decided to be a singer instead. Anyway, the name of the song is called Proud to Be By Your Side. And when I was asked to write this song, I couldn't believe it. I just said, do you have any idea who you're asking? I mean, do you know how important these people are to me? And I will give a little credit due. One of the people I interviewed for this song was Chief Washington. He actually helped to give me the inspiration to write this, along with a number of other. And please give him a round of applause, because thank you for your help. I don't think he was a chief back then, though, at the time. Anyway, from my heart to yours, my family thanking you and all the families that you affect daily. Hit it, maestro. Proud to be by your side. Thank you. In the quiet of the evening, the alarm will sound, and every ear that hears will stop to pray a silent prayer. Could it be a false alarm, or is another fire raging, and who will win the battle as the flames draw near? As we fight against the odds, we realize there's a special calling placed upon our lives. And I'm proud to be by your side. Thank you. We're together, we will fight the fight. Thank you. 'Cause helping people in need is a firefighter's dream, and I'm proud to be by your side. It's another name this morning, and the call goes out a warning. There's a precious life that's hanging by a thread. And so we rush with hearts a-pounding, knowing every moment's counting if they'll ever see their family again. As we fight against the odds, we realize there's a special calling placed upon our lives. And I'm proud to be by your side. I know you're not a firefighter, but you're cool. We're together, we'll fight the fight. Thank you. Just helping people in need is a firefighter's dream. And I'm proud to be by your side. Yes, there's something very special in a firefighter's life. We can see it in the difference that we make every day. And I'm proud to be by your side. We're together, we'll fight the fight. 'Cause helping people in need is a firefighter's dream. And I'm proud to be by your side. And I'm proud to be by your side. Thank you. We're together, we will fight the fight. 'Cause helping people in need is a firefighter's dream. And I'm proud to be by your side. I'm so proud to be by your side. Thank you. Thank you. No, thank you. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, our closing comments are going to be made by Chief Washington.
Trust me, ladies and gentlemen, don't look at me like that. It'll be brief. Something I must do before we leave is I must acknowledge my East staff, Deputy Chief Ken Riddle, Deputy Chief Rick Gracia, Deputy Chief Greg Gammon, Assistant Chief Gene Campbell, Deputy Chief Jeff Morgan, and just so I can get through doing my office, my executive secretary who keeps me on track, Miss Pat Ramos. Ladies and gentlemen, trust me when I tell you this is big for us, and we appreciate you coming out. We try to acknowledge our staff on a day-to-day basis, but certainly annually we thought it was fitting to, and this was Tim's idea, we got to do it bigger. So here we are. We again appreciate and thank you for coming out and wish everyone Godspeed. Thank you. Oh, and thanks to Dave. Thank you, Dave. Dave, thank you. You do such an outstanding job always, and I love that voice.